I got to tell you, man, I'm always excited for every baseball season. This baseball season in particular, and more so for the Yanks because I think they're much more prepared to do something. I am absolutely bursting at the seams. I wish the season started tomorrow.
You know I love baseball, and I think it's probably our favorite sport combined, right?
Yep.
We love the baseball season. I want to be excited about it. Dude, I'm underwhelmed. This was supposed to be a big offseason for both the Mets and Yankees, and we know where the Mets stand on this thing. Like, they kind of said taking a year back, even though the playoffs, whatever. But with the Yankees, they said all in. BT. That was their MO. Unacceptable 82-win season a year ago. Historically bad for them. Like 82 wins for the Yankees is historically bad for the Mets. It's like, oh my God, 82 wins. Wow. Finish over 500. It's great. So by their high standards, an unacceptable 82-win season, then they say, we're going all in. They make the trade for Soto, and they follow it up with nothing. That's not enough for me. I'm sorry if I'm a Yankee fan. I'm disappointed that my team didn't go over the top to cement the all-in offseason.
I look at this Yankee team, right? And there's been other years where I've been excited and I've been misguided a little bit, where they've underachieved. There's most of the years, though, I'm fairly in line with what I believe or who I believe that they are and ultimately what they become. Like, I don't think I'm ridiculously off with my takes here. Like, I know baseball and I know them and I know the league and I know what they need.
Right.
I know what they have. And I know this. It is, I was thinking about 20 days before pitchers and catchers go down there. And I know that when the Yankees, and we'll get to the Mets as well, but when the Yankees show up to Tampa, the first guy getting off the bus is the reigning Cy Young Award winner. The second guy getting off the bus is, I think, arguably the best all-around player in baseball. The third guy getting off the bus is one of the best lefty hitters I've ever seen, who's just entering his prime,
Right.
Who's now right behind or in front of Judge. Maybe the fourth guy is a rookie shortstop who won the Gold Glove and might go 30-30 this year. I mean, that's just a starting point.
Understood. And let me just be clear. I don't think the Yankees are going to be a bad team.
No, you don't.
But they said their message, now this is the New York Yankees here. Their message was all in. They went and got Soto. You know what Soto is? An all-in move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to dispute that. Check. That was the one guy. Like, if the Yankees had one move to make this offseason, Juan Soto was the one. So they got him. Needed to make that move. They did. However, all in is not, okay, well, we can't get Yamamoto, or we don't want to extend for $325 to Yamamoto, so we're then going to offer Blake Snell something that we know he's not going to take. Like, I question if they even really wanted Yamamoto or Blake Snell, as opposed to just appeasing.
Oh, stop with the Yamamoto stuff. They gave the highest average per year.
I don't
stop
think that,
saying that.
I don't think they really wanted him. No. I'm sorry.
So it was a token offer to appease us?
No, not at that price. I think that the number got so ridiculous that they were like, you know what, 300 is absurd. We're not going beyond that, which means like they didn't really want him as much as maybe the Dodgers and whatever. Chances are they weren't going to get him anyway. Point is, they didn't overextend. We're talking all in. Mm-hmm. Then it goes to Blake Snell. Did they go all in to get the guy? It wasn't like sometimes to go all in on get something, you have to give a little bit more than what you think the value is. They said, sure, we'll take Blake Snell at whatever the offer, 160 or whatever.
Yeah, right around there. Maybe a little lower than that,
sure,
actually.
we'll take him at 160. And Snell and his representation comes back and says, come on, 160, what are you kidding me? And the Yankees say, okay, we're going to move on. And then they go get Marcus Stroman. Then, when Josh Hader is available, that's a clear all-in, putting your nuts on the table. Here we go. Go get Josh Hader, put him in the back of that bullpen along with Clay Holmes and everybody else back there. Now you're all in. You went and got the best bat on the market. You went and got the best relief arm on the market. You filled out the starting rotation with Stroman, whatever. Then you go for it. Instead, it's not Josh Hader. It's Hector Neris or whatever other, bringing back Wandy Peralta. Not saying those are bad moves. Those aren't all in. I think the Yankees left a lot on the table this offseason.
I think this is the best Yankee team in a long time. I really do. And listen, there's ancillary pieces. I talked about the guys getting off the bus, obviously Cole and Judge and Soto and Volpe. I think where you and I differ is I don't get wrapped up in the messaging. Like I react. I do react to it. Don't get me. I react to it. Don't get me wrong.
You wanted more, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I did want one more pitcher. Now, again, I do believe that's coming during the season, but we'll deal with that during. And if not, then we got big problems. And the Yankees didn't do what I thought they would do or what they needed to do. Right now, the Yankees, a couple of weeks before going down to start, loosening up for the season. Right now, have the highest win projection total in the American League. Now, it doesn't mean Vegas is always right, but it's representative of something.
Right.
It's representative of something, and it's top to bottom, incorporating who the Yankees have, what division they play in, the rest of the American League, blah, blah, blah. The Yankees right now are in a position legitimately let me soup this up. Let me lay it on thick and try to convince myself and coerce myself into the belief that the Yankees are good. No, there's none of that. The Yankees are good. The Yankees entered this season, and I said it the other day to Sal, the Yankees are getting ready to destroy people. And it's funny when I say that, people laugh.
Because I think it is funny.
Because you're not seeing the lineup that is trotting out there every night, and you're also, maybe more importantly, Sal, you are really marginalizing what went wrong last year. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Right, so why would
everybody got hurt?
Why would I expect that it's all going to go right this year?
Well, because how often does everything in the world go wrong? Everything went wrong.
Yeah,
everybody got hurt.
Okay, right. So you think Rizzo's going to be 100% back, healthy, even at his age, and produce at a high level?
Well, let me answer that first, because he's an interesting one.
Right.
Because if he comes back, if he bangs 27, 28 bombs and hits 270, their profile is very different, which, by the way, I think he will do. Do I think that Rizzo will play 162 games? No. Can he pull a quad or a hammy? Yes. Or an oblique? Sure. Do I think that Rizzo gets a wacky, almost like rare concussion on a pickoff play at first base because somebody runs back into it? No, that's not going to happen. That's what I mean by bad luck.
Okay,
everything that could have gone wrong did.
Understand, but that's one guy.
Yes.
And then you got LeMahieu in the mix. Then you look at Stanton, who's also part of it. Remember, BT, after the year, I know it's easy to forget now and we get more excited. And you're right, it's not like this is a bad team. I'm just holding them to a higher standard because they're the Yankees and because they said all in. Well, their messaging of all in does not add up to the moves that they made. You wanted Stanton to go away, right? Yeah, I think Hal's going to come out here and do all this stuff. Well, Stanton's still here. And guess what they're saying? They're relying on him. You wanted the number 2 starter, another starter. Well, guess what? Rodon is still here. You go to the Yankees website right now, or MLB.com, Yankees homepage. Rodon and Cortez ready to roll ahead of 2024. Get out of here with that BS. Okay, Rodon was awful last year. I'll give you maybe Cortez, and I like Cortez. Maybe he doesn't have as bad a year as he does, but that rotation behind the best pitcher in baseball, Garrett Cole, is thin. Oh, and by the way, is it guaranteed that Cole is going to stay healthy the whole year and dominate again the way that he did? He won the Cy Young last year. He never did that before.
Well, if we have that conversation, then we get nowhere because we can sit here and say that about everybody in every team in every sport. Oh, if Jason Tatum gets hurt, Celtics can't win.
No,
when you end the conversation. Obviously, if Garrett Cole is hurt or diminished, it changes the equation. I'm working under the assumption that there will be no regression. Even if he doesn't win the Cy Young, he'll be top 3, top 4, will be an absolute horse stud.
But the point is, the way that you could say, and obviously Garrett Cole has been great. He's been worth every penny. I think he is the best pitcher in baseball, and I expect him to continue. However, it's always people think going in, and teams do this themselves, which gets them in trouble. Oh, well, all this happened this year, so I need to add this and this for next year, combined with what happened last year happening again. Well, it doesn't work like that. The same way that you say, well, LeMahieu may be healthier, Rizzo may be healthier, Stanton may be healthier, more productive. Well, then some of the guys who did produce last year, maybe there's a tick back from them, whether it's Clay Holmes or Garrett Cole, whoever, somebody in the bullpen. Yeah, you can't account for the best pitcher in baseball not having a good year, but things happen. So where's the in-between? Yankees have a terrific team on paper. I understand that. But there are a lot of question marks, especially for a team that said all in when they made one big move this offseason and then got Verdugo and Stroman.
And I don't see a lot, and I think that's one of the big differences. Now, the thing about Stanton, and I have said this a million times. We were talking about it this morning in the meeting, came up on the air the other day. I don't care what Aaron Boone espouses. He's in shape. He's doing yoga. Whatever he's doing. Giancarlo Stanton's going to get one shot to play this year. And he's going to be the opening day DH because you'll have Judge and you will have Verdugo in the outfield for sure, and Soto, and to start, right? Now, if Stanton's a stiff, and he very well might be because he looks like he's shot until proven otherwise, every aspect of the game, he can't even hit anymore, let alone run, field, or throw, then Stanton sits. And that's where I think you and I really differ. You tell me the Yankees aren't counting on Giancarlo Stanton. He's there because he's got to be. He is to start.
Okay, right, but then when he struggles or he gets hurt,
Soto,
and then who's in the outfield?
Dominguez. When he comes back,
is hurt. He's hurt.
So I'm supposed to fret about something, couple of months down the road. It's a 162-game season.
I understand that. I'm just saying that
Dominguez is returning, and he will be in center field, and he will hit bombs. Soto can be.
Yeah, but that's your prediction. Like we haven't seen it. Like at least
we didn't see it. Every game he played, he basically went yard.
Oh yeah, all 7 of them.
Okay, but it's better than doing nothing over 7.
It's 7
Does he
games.
look the part? Let me ask you a question.
I think so.
Let me ask you this.
I think so.
Let me ask you this. Now, and not to just do Mets here, but when Beatty came up, did you think he looked like a star?
No.
When Peraza came up, did you think he looked like a star? Or Pereira?
No, I liked his glove.
Yeah, me too. But like all around, right? Okay. Or any of these other guys, maybe
Dominguez
outside of Alvarez.
Sure.
But Dominguez looked the part because he is.
Right, understood. He's also out for half the year.
I understand that.
So that's a problem. And then, not only that, he's got 7 games exactly. We've seen guys adjust. Did Kevin Moss look the part when he was hitting home runs every time he stepped into the batter's box at Yankee Stadium? And now I'm not saying Dominguez is going to be Moss. I think he's a better player, obviously. And he's certainly a guy that looked to match all the hype. But that is a question mark. Like, you can't just pencil him in like Garrett Cole and say, I know what I'm getting from him. That's a question mark with Dominguez. How about the catching situation? How about LeMahieu? How about Rizzo? How about even Volpe, who I also think looks the part? I like Anthony Volpe more than a lot of other people. However, he did hit 200. There's no guarantees here. How about Rodon? You tell me that's not a question mark? How about their bullpen? Like, to me, there are a lot of question marks there.
877-337-6666. I'm pumped. Hey, listen, Sal's pointed out some issues. I get it. I think the Yankees are the best team in the American League. I think they are well equipped to just absolutely destroy people. Now, you got to stay healthy like everybody else, but it's last year. This feels different. To me, it looks different already. Jay is in Waterbury, Connecticut, BT and Sal. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, I wish the season was starting tomorrow.
Me too, Jay.
I am pumped up, brother.
Yes.
You know what? Is there questions? Absolutely,
Sure.
there's questions. What other team wouldn't there be questions about going into the season? But you know what? We are in a hell of a lot better position than we were last year. You know what? It was how they worded it, go all in. I agree with you. Everybody's go all in. All in would have been getting Ohtani, but obviously we didn't get that.
Well, but he didn't want to come here, and you could maybe say the same for Yamamoto, but how about Hader?
I'm okay
What's the
with him
excuse
not
for
coming
how did the Yankees excuse not even inquiring about
What do
Hader?
you get, 5 years?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
$100 million, I think.
5 years?
Well, listen,
So what? You're
Five
going
years? You don't
nuts.
need to give a closer 5 years.
What
It's
was
idiotic.
going on at the end of the year last year with the Yankees? We were winning. We brought up the young guys.
Yeah.
The whole attitude, the whole adjustment of that team totally took a different perspective because we were winning. We have prospects. We have younger dudes that can fill the holes in their positions if it has to happen. You know what? I'm worried about King because, he left. I like King. But you know what? We had to do it too. And there still could be more trades coming up too. We don't know what's going to happen. Of course, we're going to make moves. Am I worried about the?
Well, what do you
pitching?
mean? Of course, you're going to make moves. The offseason's almost over here, and you left. You fell. That's the whole point of this. The Yankees said all in. Juan Soto an all in move. Nobody is ever going to dispute that. The other moves aren't. Marcus Stroman is not all in. Alex Verdugo's a nice move. I like him.
disagree with the Stroman assertion there. I'll tell you why. Not that Stroman's your number 2, and if he is, you're not
Right.
built to win. But all-in moves are reinforcing the back of the rotation as well to make sure that there's some real answers. Now, he got a very favorable team deal, 18.5. I think it's 36, 37 total over 2 years. To me, when he settles into his ultimate place in the rotation, he will be 4, in my opinion.
Right.
And to me,
Who's 3?
well, they're going to get a pitcher.
Oh, you're saying they're going to get one.
They're gonna get Burns. They're gonna get somebody. They haven't got him yet, so I don't even want to waste time
You're
on
talking
that.
about
But
in season.
I'm saying when he settles where he's going to settle, I think he settles in the 4 spot. I do believe Cortez bounces back a little. I definitely believe Rodon bounces back,
Oh,
and that's
God.
the difference. Like, you sit here and talk about Carlos Rodon like he's either 39 years old Jamie Moyer hanging on by a thread or a 20-year-old kid who's done nothing. This guy is filthy. His transition was awful.
Yeah,
I
he
agree,
was,
Sal.
he was filthy last year. The problem was not on the mound.
I got the optics were horrendous.
You can't
I'm not
have a
here to
worse
defend
year.
the guy.
You can't have a worse year your first year in New York.
I agree,
than what he had.
but he was terrible. But it also started with circumstances that never set him up to even be remotely competitive.
Right.
When you have a back issue, basically the first week of spring training, you're just never you.
Right.
Now, maybe he's got a back injury this year, and he's going to get back. He's going to get rocked again.
And
that's a big problem.
I'll bet on that. By the way,
I won't bet. I'll bet you somewhere in the middle that he's nowhere near as bad as he was. And I don't know if he's going to win the Cy Young, but you're sleeping on this guy. And let me tell you, when Rodon comes out and throws gems, You better hide.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The 4 times he takes the mound for the 3 innings, I'm really worried about
It's
Rodon.
getting personal.
Yeah.
I hope he spends a gem against you guys.
You
against
hated
the
him
Mets.
more than I did
Well,
last
I
year.
do, but it's okay.
Funny what a few months could do.
Yeah, I know. It's okay to hate. Excuse me. I hate. One sec there, Pete. I hated him last year, but I also realized that the guy's got some good stuff.
Right.
I mean, you're not even opening your mind to the possibility that the guy who was one of the best pitchers in baseball twice in 2 different leagues with 2 different teams can come back and at least be serviceable.
I don't think he could.
You've already made him Ed Whitson.
I think he's done, yeah.
Wow.
We'll
Pete,
see.
all right, Pete, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, I wanted to talk about, I love Sal's energy and I love your energy. You guys are great together. Sal, just I think the Yankees, I'm a Yankee fan, and I think the Yankees are built to win. You're right there. They are missing a little bit as far as going all in. I would have liked another starter or maybe a proven closer like Hader.
Right.
But the one thing that the Yankees lacked last year when Judge went down was offense, left-handed hitting offense. And they addressed that with Verdugo, with Soto. And that's the thing where I don't think you're missing that, but I think you're overlooking that.
No, I'm
So
not. I'm certainly not overlooking it. I told you that a huge move, an all-in move, was getting Juan Soto. It was the one move. Like if the Yankees only had one move to make this offseason, if each team were allowed
Soto.
one move, that's the move.
And they made it.
That includes.
And we're complaining somehow. I find that interesting.
Because they didn't do anything else.
Yes, they did.
That includes everybody.
They got a left fielder,
I'm
Sal.
talking Ohtani.
They were trotting Hicks and Gallo out last year.
Ohtani, Yamamoto, anybody.
And McKinney.
If you could make any move for the Yankees.
And Bowers.
If they only had one, it would be Soto.
Yes.
And they made that move.
Boom, check.
They, not me, they said all in, and they are the New York Yankees.
That's
Look
right.
at what the Dodgers did. Look at what the Yankees did. One shows all in. The other shows, we don't think we need to do that much. And again, I could pick, we go apart this, the whole diamond, go over the diamond. There are a lot of question marks for a team that's all in that I think right now, at best, is probably the 4th best team in the American League.
877-337-6666. BT and Sal here on the Fan. Brandon Tierney, Sal Licata Show. We're inside of our Town Fair Tire studio. Our friends at Town Fair remind you that you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Guess who's rolling in studio a little bit later? Oh! A little Dice Man action. That is at 1 o'clock. He will be in studio, so you guys got to watch it on Twitch and check it on that. And then today at 11:40, Sal,
Uh-oh.
game number 3 of the BT and Sal
My stomach
Baseball
just dropped a little.
the Card World Series.
This is a free one for
I
you.
want to sweep you so bad.
This is a free one
wanna
for you. I need to
probe
get
man.
a win here.
Listen, I fully expect to win. I want to sweep you.
Yeah.
I want to sweep you. You know what I want to do to you? I want to go.
I want to come back from down 0-2.
I know you do. You got to get this one today. If it's 3-0, it's a wrap. But I want to come. I want to do King Kong Bundy, SD Jones. I want to pin you 9 seconds. Is what I want to do.
We'll see.
I want the bell to ring. I want to run into you. Throw my fat body and suffocate you, and then you fall to the mat and I pin you.
I may
1,
have to
2, 3,
retire if
4.
I get swept.
4 straight games. That's coming up later. So I don't know. I mean, I sit next to this guy every day, and quite frankly, I don't know if he's just a little pissed off that his Mets are going to be horrendous and he's a little jealous.
That's true.
Okay. Or he has an accurate read on the Yankees, maybe kind of half-stepping what was supposed to be an all-in season. What do you guys think?